Hey, 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 this is your recap auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ooh, thank you for coming by today, baby. Ooh, today is episode number 146 for Beyond the Gates, and we are ready to give a full recap of play by play, scene by scene, line by line, and precept by motherfucking precept, okay? So let me go ahead and get myself together. Let's go ahead and knock on this damn door so they can go ahead and entertain us. Pull up our chairs, honey. Sit facing them and see how they're going to entertain us today. Right? Right. Okay. So I will go ahead and get started with this recap in five, four, three, two. Baby, we open up, honey. We had the hole in the wall. And so the dude who was the dealer who had Doug's watch, he's sitting there, getting his cards together. So Marcel comes by. When that man saw Marcel come through that door, 'cause we know that pretty much Marcel is death on two legs. We know when he enters the room, somebody's finna die. So that boy got up real quick. He said, "Now I'm not here for you. Although watching you hopping around like a little jackrabbit on Red Bull is pretty entertaining," Marcel tells the dealer. The dude was like, "Look, you're the executioner. Do you expect for me to believe that? You don't have a damn choice," Marcel said. "Now, if you think that I was here to put your ass in the ground, you think I'd stroll in here like it's a Sunday service? Hell no." "Nah," he says. Well, the guy says, "Well, if you're looking for the boss, he's not here." Marcel says, "I know that shit. I left Joey back at the station while he's over there at the bar pouring himself a little drink, a little brown. I'm just here to wet my whistle." The dealer says, "Wait, the police station?" "Shit," Marcel said, "yeah, he handling business. Putting out fires, pulling out some slick magic tricks. "What type of tricks?" the dealer says. "Because if my ass is in trouble, I got a sister down in Tallahassee. Just say one fucking word, I'm out, I'm deuce, I'm gone. Would you calm your twitchy ass down?" Damn. That's exactly what he said on the screen. Y'all know I be adding extra shit. But no, that's exactly what Marcel says. "Would you calm your twitchy ass down?" Damn. Yeah, that's my type of talking. Joy arranged for a different kind of disappearing act. "Turns out, I was never here the night that Doc McBride went missing." Dealer says, "Well, Joey can make up any alibi he wants." So Marcel says, "Not no more." So we're back at the station and they're looking at the recording again of Doug giving the dealer his watch. And there's nobody sitting in that chair beside him. And I saw a push pause. I saw what you said. I can't remember who it was. Sir James or Lightning Storm? I think it was Lightning Storm who mentioned that when Joey said he needed to make Marcel disappear, that he didn't mean by, offing with his head, but just making him disappear off the video. We'll see. We'll see. I get that. Somebody else said the same thing. So I got you, boo. I got you, Lightning. I got you. I get it. I get it. Sometimes the writing on the wall ain't that clear to me. But I'll get it though. I get it. Why do we have to keep watching this shit? It's not going to change anything. Doug is going to walk out that door and get into his car, and that's spazzed out for Vanessa, because I guess Donnell keeps rewinding that shit over and over again. Them new kids, they know when there's an edit that happened. Donnell was like, "Mama, my bad. I mean, we can stop it now. I didn't really mean that I was like torturing her watching this shit over and over and over and over again." Donnell can't get his words right. I just thought, well, damn, I was thinking, damn, I don't know. I was hoping that there was a moment that I was like, keep poking Donnell. That little gut of yours, because he's a slim guy. That little gut of yours is twitching for a reason, baby. Keep doing it. So he was hoping that his dad had one moment of clarity, or that he understood what he was about to fucking do. And that's what alcohol does. When drinking too much, it impairs your judgment. So he still don't get it. Donnell was like, "Look, my dad has seen a bunch of bodies over his throughout his career. He saw bodies wrecked by drunk driving. That's why he just can't understand that shit. He drilled into the twins all the time about all the innocent victims that he couldn't save, who died because of somebody else's stupidity. And ain't that the truth? Whenever there's a drunk driver, it's never the drunk driver who gets, unalive. There's always an innocent victim who's sitting at a light. I've heard so many stories. Somebody sitting at a light and then somebody pushed them through the light, or they driving home from a good time and all of a sudden, they it's crazy how that happens. But we all know that's not what happened to Doug. Darnell still can't understand. He's like, look at him. No hesitation, no pause. After all that shit he drilled in us about doing what's right, here he go. I don't get that shit. And this is the same way he kept ordering drinks, just like glasses of water. He high upon that anniversary watch. Decades of anniversary just traded in for chips that lasted less than an hour. And after that last chip was gone, it was like Doug had nothing left to live for. Her cries are just out of this world. Anyways, about boom boom. Hey, ooh. All right, we're at the red door. Smitty is calling. Samantha, Tyrell, y'all here? Thank God. So Martin is there because they just came back from Orphe Jeans because Martin had told him, look, you need for me to you to trust me again, nigga, I'm gonna turn myself in. So they about to have a whole conversation. So Smitty's like, no, I need for you to sit yourself down because Martin wants to talk. No, sit your ass down, Smitty tells Martin. So Martin in his high booty sit right down just like Smitty told him to do. Smitty was like, Martin, you want to turn yourself in? Have you lost your damn mind? Mark was like, I was gonna do that shit before at the press conference. He sure was. He sure was. Smitty was like, when your ass was backed into the corner, that's why you did that. Nothing is really, forcing you now except your own misguided hero complex. Martin talking about don't psychoanalyze him. We always do. This is not about heroics. It's about you. You playing mind games, Martin. I know you is. So Smitty sat down. He's like, wait a minute. You think this is what I want? So that you can throw yourself to the wolves so that every news anchor and gossip blog and regular Joe with a YouTube channel, wait a minute now, shit, can dig into our personal business? Yes. Ain't nothing wrong with no fucking having no YouTube channel. I could dig into Martin's business. Shit. That's what we do, right? Right, rascals? Shit. I don't like what you just said, Smitty. And when I meet your ass, I'm going to tell you that to your face. Ain't nothing wrong with us doing our job. Shit, you was doing your job when you was looking up Marcel. Mark was like, no, honey, I know that you don't want to hurt me. So Smitty is with his old spastic self. Well, then explain that shit to me then. Because right now, that shit ain't making no sense to me. Martin was like, look, keeping that secret, it's what blew us up, baby. I told myself that I was protecting you, my kids, my grandfather's legacy. He ain't say nothing about his parents. I swear. These kids is not close to their mom and pop or mammy and pappy. Mm-mm. Hell, I even sold myself for some bullshit that I was doing the progress. I was doing that I was doing that to progress the country. That's what he says. I don't know what that meant, but you think Martin is that stupid to walk away from his congressional seat to confess to that just because he wants his husband back? You ain't that dumb. And if Vernon ever found out about that shit, honey, Vernon would be right over there with that raspy throat, nigga. You better not go nowhere near no damn police station and turning nothing in but a signature for a big check that you want to donate just in case your ass get in trouble again. So of course his deep ass. So what's the point if what I did has cost me everything that actually matters? Having my husband's regard, his opinion, his love. I want to be worthy of all of that again. So this is what I got to do to earn his damn trust back. So be it. I'm doing that shit. Smitty said, absolutely fucking not. So he gets up and grabs the picture of all of them together. He holds it up and shows Martin, like, and this is the reason why your ass ain't doing that shit. They're still navigating turbulent waters, but the way that Smitty looks at Martin and vice versa, we are at the Sherwood Forest with Nicole talking to her sissy. Those skirts were not. I looked them up, y'all. Those two skirts. They're like $180, so they're not bad. But I'm sure they don't come in a little thick size 16, honey. And there is still a mighty love there that gives me hope, she tells her sissy. Seems like everyone in your family is having relationship problems these days, sissy. That's what Danny tells Nicole. Martin and Smitty is getting, at least working their way back. And then Nicole says, yeah, and Kat getting tangled up with Tomas after he played her. Danny says, and then there's you. Me? Nicole says, please. I have made my peace with how everything turned out. I will find my contentment in my children's happiness. That is reward enough. Mm-hmm. Danny says, I mean, what's a girl gotta do to get a real drink around here? Sorry, ran out, Nicole says. With that ostentatious display, you expect me to believe that shit? Danny tells her sis. That Nicole Dupree Richardson, who has assistants for her assistants, that your ass just ran out of alcohol? Nicole says it's been busy. I just haven't had a chance to restock on your favorite brands of tequila and vodka. Girl, what do you think, honey? You think I'm going to get tipsy and start making wedding plans with with my rideshare driver? Danny tickles the fuck out of me. You said it, not me. I am saying that you have nothing to worry about, sissy. Good, Nicole says. So then Danny was like, unless, honey, you are hiding another fine ass nephew. Mm. One thing I will say is that I really do like seeing Danny smile. She looks so happy. Even if it's surface, it's happy. No, I think that she's like genuinely happy. I really do. I don't know if she loves Andre. I think that she's grateful and appreciative of him, for getting her just some temporary relief from that damn whole bill situation. But her looking happy, I was so tired of her looking so down in the dumps over that damn bill. I see so much happiness on her face. I really do. And I'm really happy to see that for her. Tequila, tequila, tequila. Danny's just chanting tequila, honey. And Nicole's like, girl, you are impossible. So they have like a good sister moment. That's so sweet. Girl, let me go get you that drink before you start another family scandal in my house. No, no, don't bother, Danny says. I will be a big girl and I will get by without it. Probably for the wise, Nicole says. Listen, girl, I know you're still prickly about Andre and me, okay, sis? Yeah. What gave you that impression? And Danny was like, just remember, girl, at first you had to get over seeing us together. Marriage is just the next logical step. You're kidding, right? Nicole says. Danny was like, I mean, so we might have just skipped a few chapters, okay? Sorry, I'm still not buying that shit, girl. I feel like this has more to do with Bill than any type of love connection. And it does. It's like she got her win. It was about a win for her. Remember, she said score. As soon as he came over there to try to bully her into that annulment, she's I ain't doing shit. And they kissed. She got that leverage up over Bill. That's the only reason why. And that's why she's happy. It's a score for her. She's winning. That's why. That's why she seems so happy now. She continues and says, like Danny says, look, Andre and I are not traditional. That's for sure. But we care about each other. That part is real, sissy. Just don't hurt him, okay? Nicole said. I love Andre like he's one of my own. She talks more to Andre than she talks to damn Martin. But and I know he walks around here like he has it all figured out. But losing your parents like that? Danny tells her that hurting that man, honey, is not on the menu. I may be reckless with my own heart, but I am not playing games with his. Go ahead, say that, Danny. Speaking of heart, she says, she tells Nicole that her speech at Doug's memorial was beautiful. Okay, so we're going to see what they're talking about. If it's popping, I'll say something. If not, next scene, please. Wait a minute. Nicole says we do the death no favor by making them saints. Damn, but I tell you, Nicole has no heart. She says Doug was complicated, no different than the rest of us. So what the fuck did she say? Yeah, we do that. We know people be trash when they live in and when they get up there, when they crossed over. Then all you want to do is talk about how wonderful they were when they was a devil when they were here. And you hoping that they bust hell wide open when they got there too. Danny says something deep. She says, I never thought that I would see today that a man who repairs hearts for a living would get behind the wheel drunk. Did you know that Doug was spiraling like that? Danny asked Nicole. Nicole hesitantly was like, well, let's just say I knew he had demons. I just didn't think that they would win. Danny says, I feel for Vanessa. You think that she'll get through it? Danny says to Nicole. Nicole says, well, get through, maybe. Um, and but be okay. That's a whole nother story. Cause she know all the tea. She knows about Joey on both ends. So no, Vanessa will not be okay. She's going really. She hopefully she don't lose her business. Back at the police station, Donnell wants to know if there's any more footage, like parking lot cameras. I mean, something, anything else that shows me him actually getting into his car. Wow. Joey says, unfortunately, the camera back there in that parking lot has been busted for over a month. And I keep writing the manager to replace the part for that broken ass camera, but it's back ordered. I mean, why don't this video have any sound? He's talking to Joey. I mean, he's talking to Jacob. I just don't understand. Damn it, Darnell! Look at him! It's like, God, dog. And damn, Vanessa got the fuck up. Just screamed at him. Like, boy, if you don't stop asking these fucking questions. And the police officers in that damn office right now, y'all is trash. Cause y'all saw that lady scream out loud and nobody looked over there at her. Let me push play. Nope, none of them looked at her. Look at him. And so Donnell was like, well, I know he was drunk, Mom. Damn. Donnell's like, I ain't no fucking fool. I know he was drunk. You got to tell me that shit, but I need to know why the fuck did he get into that car? I want to know why. He was like, maybe if I understood that shit, then this whole thing would make much more sense to me, but it just don't right now. We've seen enough, she says. That is Doug, because we see him on the video. Yeah. Uh-oh. Jacob is looking deeper. He sees something different. Wait, let me rewind that. It looks like a shadow that's there other than Doug. It looks like there's a shadow on the wall. No, that's his head. I don't know. Let me stop thinking and see what Jacob sees. So she's still crying. That is Doug. At least that's what he became. And Jacob sees something. I'm sorry, baby. This is hard for you, but I can't. Uh-oh. Jacob says, wait a minute. We're missing something. Take a look at that table. It's the dealer. He was the last person that interacted with your father, so he's the first person that we should talk to. Darnell was like, that son of a bitch. The last time I saw him, he was wearing my father's damn watch. He was like, well, Detective Hawthorne did make a good point, Joey says. Maybe Drake could offer some type of light on what, his state of mind was. When he said Drake, I thought he meant Donnell, because Donnell kind of looks like a younger Drake. If y'all knew him from my daughter used to watch that damn show. Y'all know the show. I know y'all gonna tell me in the comments, because I didn't watch it, from out of Canada. I thought he was trying to be funny and called Donnell Drake. So Joey asks Donnell, would that help you find the closure that you've been looking for? And so Donnell was like, yeah, I think so. Well, he's not on the payroll anymore, but I can reach out and get him down here. Excuse me. So he pulls his phone out of his pocket to reach Drake. She's still crying. Donnell was like, what the fuck is wrong, Mom? I mean, don't you think that's a good idea? No, Donnell, I don't. Yeah, because you were the last person who talked to him on the fucking phone. We're back at the hole in the wall. So Drake, the dealer, says, that's some favor Joey did for your ass. Tells that to Marcel. Editing you right out of that damn security footage like you were never even here. That selfish motherfucker didn't do that for me, Marcel said. That's the thing that you better remember about Joey. The day that he does a selfless act is the day I eat my service weapon. Ooh, I think he might speak in a prophecy. Yeah, I heard word is that he clipped your wings. The retirement paper signed and everything. That's what dealer Drake said. I guess the Caribbean will have to wait, Drake says, and so Marcel says, don't remind me. First, he tells me that he needs for me to be here just in case he needs me. Now he wants me to come to the station. That's a text that Drake got from Joey. Joey, you gone. I mean, Drake, you gonna be dead, Drake. R.I.P. to Drake. He's still reading the text and saying that there's some things that he wants Drake to say about the doctor. So he asks Marcel, what does he set my ass up for? My advice, just follow fucking instruction. And what if I don't? You better keep your head on the motherfucking swivel and pray that Joey don't cancel all your ass by Christmas. Or don't or pray that Joey doesn't cancel your Christmas. Which means you ain't gonna be here. I don't think you're gonna be here either, Marcel. Back at the red door, Smitty just pretty much shoved the picture in Martin's face. Look, take a good look at this. These are your kids. Martin takes the picture, like, look, I know that. I know who they are. Do you? Smitty says, because I'm trying to figure out wondering how you think they're gonna fit into this grand plan of yours. They deserve to know the full story. That's what Martin says. Smitty was like, so that's your plan to just drop a bomb on their lives? I mean, that's the truth because they just found out about their mammy. Here you go talking about you killed somebody and you finna go to jail. All right now, Martin, whatever. You're just gonna go to them and say, yeah, hey, Samantha and Tyrell, Smitty says, you remember when we told y'all that everything was fine? We actually lied and your pops off someone, and now the whole family gonna be put on trial for it. And then Martin was like, your ass was the one who stood here in this very room and said this family doesn't do any more secrets. And them kids probably can sense that there's more to the story anyway. Of course they do, Smitty says. They're teenagers with built in lie detectors because they can lie with ease. But when it comes to the parents, they can look at you and tell when you're lying. Sensing and knowing, he says, are two different things. Martin was like, look, they're almost grown and out into the world, honey. Without our protection, we can't shield them for forever, Martin says. Smitty's like, look, this ain't about protection, okay? This is about them living their lives. All right, we're not going to go through all of this. Right? We know that Smitty is really trying to talk out of, going turning himself in. Which I have a feeling he's not, because Vernon ain't gonna play that bullshit. And Bill, because Bill had his hand into it, and Joey. After he owes Joey, so he definitely ain't gonna do that. Everybody got their hands into that shit, so nah, he ain't gonna do that. They playing in our faces. I swear, before I push play, I had given y'all the rundown. I'll push play. That damn Smitty said exactly what I said. Vernon ain't gonna play that bullshit. Anita's gonna be part of an accessory to murder. Bill's ass is gonna be really pissed the fuck off about some stuff. And we ain't gonna. You really want your cousin's husband to go to jail, and then don't even talk about Joey Armstrong. He said everything that I damn said, cause it's the truth. You talking about freeing yourself so that you can get your husband's trust, baby. No, this is going to destroy their reputation, and Leslie Thomas is going to have a ball dancing and making an extended shouse across the street with your dumb ass. Be quiet and go ahead, y'all go up there and have some fun. Smitty, let that man back in the house. That's all you need to do. And just work on it. Go get some counseling. Get Martin off that fucking couch. Right. Smitty, like, Martin talking about that. You think I lose fucking sleep thinking about some damn Joey Armstrong? He was like, yeah, I understand. He said, but what good does all of that do? Once you've gone on and turned your ass in, then all of a sudden, is it worth it when everybody that you love has to pay the price for that shit? No, it ain't worth it. So Smitty was kind of smart. He was like, unless this offer that you're telling me was never an offer at all, maybe you just wanted me to believe that you would do that shit, not that you're going to go through with it. You wanted me to believe it. That's what I think the fuck's that you finna do. So Smitty was like, how the fuck could I be so dumb? You would think that I would have wisened up by now. Smitty, don't Smitty me. That damn politician tone. He said, I can't even look at you right now. Smitty is so emotional. If he don't sit his ass down, Mark was like, Smitty, do you really think that I would do some shit like that to you after just saying that I would do anything to earn your trust? Yeah, you would. You're a Dupree. Smitty was like, look, at this point, I don't know what the fuck to believe. Mark was like, wow, you really must think the worst of me. He's so both of them, I tell you, they belong together. I swear. Smitty was like, you lied to me before. To protect you, yes, Martin says. To shield myself. Absolutely. Yeah, I did that shit. I wish they would have came back to damn Cat so I could see if she really was. out of her lovely phase with Tomas. Sometimes beyond the gates, y'all, the follow through sometimes really sucks, but you know. So Martin just reassures him, like, look, I wouldn't create no damn strategy to play you. He said, maybe we're more broken than we thought. Yeah, it looks like it. So Martin pulls out his phone, and so Smitty was like, what are you doing? Receipts. I'm looking for receipts. So he shows him the text that he sent to Jacob, telling Jacob that he wanted to talk to him. Because, Smitty and Jacob were tight for a little bit until Smitty found out what was going on, and then Smitty started backing up from Jacob. They was really getting cool. I really enjoyed their little friendship. I really did. It was cool. And then he shows him like, and here's his response of when Jacob said he wants to meet. He said, "Look, I ain't finessing you. I ain't doing this for show, boo. I was actually going to tell him the whole damn story." Child Smitty talking about, okay, maybe I overreacted. You think so? You always overreacting. Martin said the same thing I said. You think? Shit, he's always overreacting. He just don't trust him. Get some counseling, y'all, please. So, Smitty was like, "Well, how the fuck do you think you was gonna get through all of that?" He was like, "Look, I just start telling myself in my head. Well, the truth was that on that night, I was protecting my grandfather's life and my own. That somehow I could get through it, you know." So he ain't gonna tell Jacob shit. Martin says he can handle a damn scandal, but his own husband thinking that he's a fraud. Hmm. That's a hit I don't think I could take. Oh. Smitty says he's sorry, Martin, and Martin said, I am too. No, now we go back to the gossip at the Sherwood Forest. Girl, did you see how Vanessa was today? That's Danny talking to Nicole. Let's see what they're talking about. Like a shell of herself, walking, talking, giving everybody that plastic smile over all of her face, Nicole says. But her eyes, empty as ever. Danny was like, that honey, that woman needed somebody that she could lean on today. Somebody who wasn't dealing with their own grief. Uh-oh. I tell you, Nicole is a tattletale. You hear me? I know she's supposed to be a psychiatrist, but when she ain't supposed to talk, she talks. Vanessa does have somebody that she can lean on, but he stayed away. What? Who? Danny says. Don't hold out on me, Danny says. I don't think I should. Girl, spill it. Nicole, don't let me push play, girl, and you done spilled the tea. Please. I mean, I guess it's not doctor patient privilege. This is best friend privilege. I guess if Pammy was going through some shit, then Danny would tell Nicole about what Pammy was going through, huh? Is that all right? Let's push play. Danny says, "Bitch, I will sit here all night if I have to until you tell me who the fuck she's fucking." Vanessa just seems to be getting uncomfortably close with Joey Armstrong. God. When I said that, y'all, I got a gut punch right in the upper part of my top belly. You know, I got two stomachs. When I tell you that damn Nicole tells everybody's business is business except for her own. Why she well again when Dougie went to see her, that was on a patient doctor, confidentiality. I get that. What? Are you sure? Shit, and here I am thinking that me marrying Andre was a fucking scandal. I shouldn't have said anything, and I don't want to start any gossip. Danny was like, "Are they fucking?" I mean, I don't know for a fact if they're sleeping together yet. Girl, you know that they is. She continues to say, "But if they haven't, honey, it is definitely headed in that direction." So the dealer, we're back at the hole in the wall. The dealer tells Marcel, "I guess I better get on down there and tell them exactly what Joey told me to say." And Marcel says, "And yeah, make sure you stick to the fucking script. Doug was drunk, gambled heavy, lost everything, and stumbled out. Nothing more. Especially my fucking role in the matter." All right? The dealer says, "Right. Simple enough." He's ready to leave, and so Marcel says, "Hold up." Dealer says, "What?" "I'm coming too." That wasn't part of the plan, the dealer says. Don't get your boxers in a bunch. We go separately so no one can connect. This little performance, obviously. Now, Marcel, you talked about his tight ass, and now you're talking about boxers in a bunch. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just a joke, but yeah, you talk about tight asses and boxers in bunches. Okay. So the dealer was like, "Well, if it's performative, why the fuck did you won't stay away?" So Marcel says, "Cause the boss text me too." So they see again, Joey is the boss. He's over everybody. Yeah. Looks like His Highness don't trust your ass to go solo, he says to the dealer. Can't imagine why. I won't mess this shit up. You damn straight you won't. Cause if that skittish little brain of yours even flirts with going rogue, you just remember the good doctor's mistake and who made sure he paid the price. Back at the station, Donnell says, I don't understand, Mom. That shady dealer was the last person to talk to Dad. And that is exactly why I don't want to see him, she says. So Donnell was like, look, talk to me. I'm sorry, Donnell, but this day it's been hard enough. Standing in front of everybody at that service, pretending to be strong, and listening to them talk about the Doug that they thought they knew, and how shocked they were that he could have done this. But I was not shocked, not one bit. So Darnell was like, wait, I'm confused. What fuck you saying? Did you know that Dad was going to the casino that night? Lord, she gonna tell that boy that she spoke to him. Mm-mm-mm. That guilt is like choking the fuck out of her. Did you two fight about it? He says. Donnell asks. So we go back to her memory. She's like, listen, Doug, you've been drinking, okay? We both know how you get when alcohol starts making decisions for you. And what exactly have you been doing, Vanessa? While I'm out here with my soul laid bare like some idiot, and like you're bearing your body to a man that only sees you for a plaything. When I tell you he said that line, baby, if Doug McBride don't ever say no other lines, which he won't, of course, he said that line, baby. He did. He said that. Present day. I didn't know it would lead to this. My God, don't you think I would have stopped him if I could have? Look at you diagnosing Vanessa like she's one of your case studies in your psychiatric journals. We're back at the Sherwood Forest with the gossiping sister. Don't be ridiculous. I'm expressing a legitimate concern, Nicole said. You've heard the rumors about Joey. Danny says maybe. But you know what they say about the matters of the heart? It wants what it wants, Nicole says. And you cannot dictate the heart or who you want it to be with. And trying to tends to backfire spectacularly. And if you know what you know, and if you live long enough, you know exactly what she's talking about. You know, if you have like a daughter or a son and you don't like the damn person that they're dating or with, and the more you talk about that person, the more they want them. That is so true. So Nicole says, point taken. I guess that goes for Kat's situation as well. Yeah, girl, you're gonna have to let her live it out. Or walk it out, walk it out, walk it, walk it, walk it out. Let her deal with that shit. So she just pretty much says that, she wants to intervene, but she's not gonna do it. She says, and like what Chelsea says, trying to tell that child what to do, Cat what to do, was like putting a huge neon sign in front of her and telling her, go for that shit. Yeah. Is she a Taurus? Because that's me. So Danny was like, girl, those Dupree women and now tasting men, girl. Nicole is like, honey, I hope that this is not your way into transitioning into a conversation about Ted because I cannot handle the emotional excavation right now. Fair, Danny says. Let's talk about Carlton instead. There's nothing to talk about, despite the FBI level interrogation that you and Chelsea handed him earlier. Carlton and I are just friends. Oh, yeah, not a hint of attraction. And not the way he was looking at you at the memorial and in this very room with those bedroom eyes. You know, that left eye. If you if you look at Divorce Sisters, that left eye is a whole superstar. That left eye of Carlton's is a star, baby. Mm, mm, mm. And I always give my friend a peck on the lips when I say goodbye. That's what Danny, she just keeps rubbing it in, honey. She keeps rubbing it in. He is still Ted's partner, Nicole says. Danny was like, wait a minute, bitch. That's why you're counting him out. You got to count me out. Count me out. You got to count me out. Who knows this? Now, if you know Count Me Out, you got to count me out. If you know this, I need for you to put that shit in the comments. And if you know me, you already know who this is. This is an old song. And I think I mentioned it in one of my videos that who they are. Damn it, did I give a clue? Damn. But who's saying count me out? And don't Google that shit. Whatever. Who sings you got to count me out? Let me know. Ted doesn't get a fucking vote, especially if it's a man since you've known since med school. And when that man is hot buttered toast with cinnamon on top. Go ahead, Danny. Yeah, Carlton is sexy. He's sexy. And plus, bitch, you tell everyone who can listen to your ass that you are done with Ted, honey. Yes, but it's just not just Ted. I'm done with love altogether. Back at the red door, Smitty goes into deeper about him apologizing for not telling for telling Martin that he should not have told him that he was manipulating him. That was just going too far. He's sorry. But Martin was like, "Well, that's how you was feeling, baby. Just y'all just go ahead and make up. We're gonna see what they're saying. If they don't say nothing, y'all already know." So he says, and that's why I need to go ahead and turn myself in. No, you're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let you fall on no sword just because. You know that's reckless. You can't do that. So Martin was like, well, then how do I fix my life? I said, nigga, call Iyanla. He gets more deep into it, talking about, look, are things better for you, Smitty? Because I feel like I'm left in some type of purgatory, praying that one day that I'm worth trusting again. Because you keeping me right here. I'm trying to get there, but you keeping me right here. I'm trying to get there, but you keep keeping me right here. Smitty was like, I am not keeping you in limbo just to watch your ass squirm. So Martin was like, well, where is the fucking finish line, honey? And when? I don't know. So Martin was like, so then how are we? Look, Martin, damn it. I don't know, Smitty says. I don't know. Child, here go Martin Luther King's speech. Look, Smitty, I'm a man of action. Okay? Vernon Dupree, if he saw something broken, he would get over in that dirt, roll up his sleeves, and he would get his hands dirty and fix it. Look, Martin, I am not some busted radiator that you can tinker with and fix. You just didn't break us, baby. You betrayed me. You looked me in my eyes for years, keeping a secret that would destroy everything. That's deep now. That is some deep shit. And I think that Martin wants Smitty to help and get over it, but I think Smitty's gonna have to work on it. He picked up the picture. Everything that I love. And look, and there's no part that you can get to fix that. There's no switch that you can flip. Well, then won't you let me fix it? Please. You're not letting me do anything, Martin says. You're tying my hands, and it's absolutely killing me. Martin is so damn deep. Back at the police station, Donnell is telling Vanessa, look, Mom, I'm not trying to make you cry that more than what you already are, okay? Dad's choices were his own. He's only saying that to make her feel better, but that baby don't believe that. So he just wants to talk to that guy Drake, and he sees the video. So hopefully Drake can come on over there and answer a little bit of questions. I don't know why he didn't talk to Drake then, because he was in the room with him. Joey had called him over there to talk to the boy, but I guess he was so emotional. He had just came to town. He didn't know what to say. So I understand. I'm sorry, baby. I just can't be here anymore. So she thanks Jacob, and so Donnell was going to walk her out, and Joey's like, "No, I can do that. My ex-employee should be here any moment. So if there's nothing else you need from me, detective, I'll be on my way." So Joey walks Vanessa out, and so he was like saying, "Your mom is really going through some shit right now, but it seems like she's not the only one. Are you okay?" Why are he gonna ask him? Is he okay? That's the same day of the funeral. Jake, I'm telling you, Jacob and his questions. Y'all already know. I always say that he has the most. He's fine as fuck, but his questions get on my damn nerves. How was he supposed to act, baby? This the funeral day. You holding up? He says. You all right? You okay? Donnell was like, define okay. It's like, come on, Jacob, please. So Donnell looks at his pappy watch because he's wearing it now. So we're back at the Sherwood Forest. Danny is holding two glasses of tea. Nicole comes in the room. It's like, I thought you left. And Danny was like, after you say something like, I'm done with love. No way, bitch. Nicole says, what I said is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard since my stylist told me that jean whiskers were making a comeback. What are jean whiskers? Are they like the little threads that hang off the jeans? Let me look that up on Google to see what jean whiskers are. No, she said a stylist. Is it stylist, hairstylist, or stylist? It must be her stylist. What are jean whiskers? Come on, show me a picture of these damn jean whiskers. What are they? I don't know. Where Celine has them. Oh, they are the lines in the crouch. They have all the lines. When you sit down, you have they do look like whiskers. She said jean whiskers were making a comeback. They do look like whiskers. When you have the lines right there at the crouch area where you sit down and you come back up, and they do look like whiskers right there at the crouch area. If she trying to get some jean whisker jeans, so yeah, look, the Celine jean whiskers are like $1,200. So I could see her saying her stylist is wanting her to have watch jean whiskers. Google search is gonna go up. Is it that ridiculous that I'm not putting myself back into that and the through the emotional ringer again? Nicole said. Besides, I'm too old to start over. Don't you dare say that O word, honey. We're close. We're too close in age. Nicole, I felt that same way. I felt that same way. Uh, it, you do feel like you're too old, but you still got it, girl. That man looking at you, he could just rip your clothes off and handle you right there, girl. You still got it. Your kids is grown. You moved on, quote unquote. I think that she's just sitting there with just excuses. I think that she feels embarrassed that she got it, but she couldn't keep it. You know what I'm saying? But that was a long time ago, girl. But then Ted fucked around on her recently. Ted just mm, Theodore, Theodore. Unless it's the other O word, then we can talk. Danny says. Nicole's like, girl, I'm really being serious right now, Danny. My career demands everything from me, and not to mention my philanthropy work. Excuse me if I don't want to devote any little left of my time to some fleeting romance that's bound to go nowhere. You are trying so hard to make this shit sound logical. And what is wrong with being logical? She said. Love isn't that. Never has been, never will be, Danny said. Plus, making some sweeping decoration like I'm done with love is less logical and more, well, me. Would you like to try that again? Nicole says, look, girl, I'm the one who gets jilted and then spins out of control, girl. I'm the one who obsesses about my ex and then lets everything about him drive my whole existence. I'm the one who runs off and marries a much, much, much younger man in an impromptu wedding. Vegas wedding, mind you. I tell you. They are definitely two different people. I love the casting. I love their conversations. I just love them both so much. If it proves the point, then yes. Look, Nicole Dupree Richardson, For one emotional hurricane in this family, there's only room for one, honey. So get the fuck out of my lane and get back in your own. Back at the red door, they both got a bottle of beer. And Smitty tells him, look, you need to get your ass back on that phone. Tell Jacob that the meeting is canceled before he gets over here and starts opening up a whole new can of worms. We don't need that shit. We need to talk about this more, Martin says. Smitty was like, fuck that. No. I need you to get your ass back on that phone. Let him know right now, or I'm going to take that phone from your ass and I'll act like it's me responding like you, and I'll do that shit myself. And you know I fucking will. So Martin takes out the phone and texts Jacob. And Smitty's like, thank you. As he sips his beer. So Martin was like, okay, that's done. Okay. So, but that still doesn't answer what's in it for us. Okay. I came back. I slept on the couch. Moved out when I thought it was the right damn thing to do. I mean, I know, Smitty says. I mean, I hate all the back and forth too. I really do. Now you've talked me out of doing the one thing that I thought that was going to move the needle for us, Martin says. Then Smitty was like, maybe there's something else. When I tell you Marcel talks too much, he's back at the precinct talking to Jacob and Donnell. Y'all still at it? Wow, I thought that was a open and shut. You talking to this boy about this boy's pappy, and he's sitting there. He looking at him like this mean motherfucker. No, it ain't no open and shut. You remember my old partner that I introduced you earlier today, Jacob tells Donnell. Marcel is like, sorry again for your loss, kid. But if you don't mind me saying so, watching your pops at his darkest hours on repeat ain't gonna bring you much peace. Where these cold-hearted people come from? Marcel, I'm starting to change my mind, darling. I'm starting to change. No, I'm not. But he got to have some soft side there. Damn, this boy just lost his pops and his funeral day. Jeez. Facts. Donnell said, with all due respect, detective, I ain't asked your ass for a psychological assessment. I'm just trying to find out what was my dad's state of mind the day he died. There's something missing there and it's just driving me crazy. Wish I could help, he says, but I never met the guy. He shouldn't have said that because they're going to show something's going to pop up with them together. Something's going to pop up with him and Doug together. He should not have said that he never met him. Shouldn't have said that. You see, you're talking too much, Marcel. So Drake comes in there, shakes his hand. I'm Drake. I guess I'm not surprised that you wanted to see me, all things considered. Yeah. So Donnell was like, ain't no sweat. It is not about the watch that you stole from my daddy's wrist. And so Drake was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that, dude. I apologize for that. So he tells him, he says, a good thing that y'all did reach me at a certain time because he was about to box up his things and leave. Jacob was like, wait a minute, you leaving town? That's convenient timing. That's what Joey was trying to tell Marcel because Marcel was finna bounce too. And Joey was like, no, you ain't. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going to retire. I thought, yeah, that money I gave you, no, that'll look too suspicious. So Drake tells Jacob, like, look, there ain't nothing left for me here. And Joey cut me loose after that damn watch incident. So, yeah. For every baller that walks in there and he walks out of there with stacks of paper, there's about 5 or 6 of those who leave to go home and they lost every damn thing. So he tried this sob story, and Jacob's like, motherfucker, stop. Fuck the sob story. My dad, you was the last one who saw my dad in there, and I want to know the truth. So start fucking talking. So we're at Uptown. It looks like Vanessa is meeting her boo there, Joey. Okay, so Vanessa asks him how'd he get there so fast. He's like, look, I'm driving all through the alleys and stuff. Shortcuts is my thing. Then he asks for a Macallan 18. Let me look that up and see what type of drink that is. He wanted to be neat. I'm sure if James was listening to this, he would tell me what a Macallan 18 is. Let's see, Macallan 25. So that must be the year it was made. Macallan 18. Oh, wow. It's a $300 $350 bourbon. Okay, okay. I ain't buying that whole bottle, but it's a whiskey, scotch. Okay, 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 okay. It looks good. I might have to try that one day. Thanks, Joey. So they says, and the lady, she said, just water. You know what, Vic? Make that a gin martini, please. So they have small talk about she can't blame Darnell for wanting to know what the mindset was of his father the night that he died. And he was like, yeah, I understand. You both are shaking and really, really nervous about what happened. She's like, yeah, my hands are shaking. I can't stop them. Whatever, y'all. This is all fluff and puff. I mean, I couldn't very well tell my son that his parents got into a vicious fight the night that his father died, especially when the fight was about you. So we're back at the precinct. We see Marcel in the background just ear jocking, baby. He catching it all in. So Jacob tells Drake, tell us what happened. So he just talks about, how Dougie came in there for this high stakes game, loses big. So instead of him taking his ass home, he stayed around for a round of blackjack, and he felt that that man was on some type of mission or something to either win it all back or go down trying. Donnell was like, "That's some bullshit." That my dad was methodical about everything until even down to the point of how he organized his fucking socks. So what you telling me that don't make no fucking sense? Ooh, he says he's like, look, when somebody's like that, they don't care. That's what Drake is like. They feel like they can win it all or lose it all. Yeah, and then Donnell was like, well, especially when somebody's in their ear gassing their asses up, telling them that their luck's gonna change. That was Marcel. Marcel was, come on, man. I didn't think you was gonna give up like that. You was gonna give up? Nah, man, you need to go in and play him now. Get this man another rap. Yeah, just gassing him up. Yeah, that's what they fucking do. Drake was like, detective, who's conducting this interview, huh? You or Junior here? Huh? And Jacob was like, relax, all right? Relax. Is there anything else that you want to tell us? Jacob says. Like your ass didn't stop my dad from driving. Darnell, the law says. I know what the fuck the law says, Jacob. And I know about service liability, but I don't give a fuck. On that video, my dad was weaving back and forth like he was going on 15 rounds, but your ass kept serving him because a drunk loses more. So the dealer says, look, it's my job to deal cards, honey. It ain't my job to babysit no men. So he said that he felt bad about what happened. He said he stepped away to call Dougie an Uber. When he came back, the nigga was gone. So what was I supposed to do? Just chase the man in the parking lot? One more question before we go. Did Dr. McBride say that he was going to meet with anybody that night at all? As far as I know, his only destination was him going to bed. That man was in no shape to be doing no socializing. That's what Drake said. Darnell was like, one last thing. Jacob said, I thought that was one last thing. Did my dad give you any insight on how his state of mind was that night? He is really focused on how his state of mind was. And Marcel is steadily listening. Was he thinking? I mean, did he give any insight about what he was thinking or feeling? Any thoughts about his career, my mom, my sister, me? Did he mention any of that night? I'm just having a problem trying to understand why he would leave us. That's what I'm trying to wrap my brain around that shit. Drake says he only brought up the fact that he just didn't like losing, but who does? So Jacob was like, "Well, that's it. No more questions. But I suggested you put your travel plans on hold, just in case I have more questions for your ass. I hate to try to track your ass down." So he said he's gonna stay. So he leaves, and Marcel and him look at each other. So Jacob was like, "That's not what you were hoping for, huh?" And so Darnell was like, "Nope, not even close." Well, sometimes when I'm working on a case, when it's clouded like that, food helps me to clear my mind. So come on, let's get something. I got you. When I tell you that damn toothpick in Marcel's mouth is all the way in his mouth. Nigga, don't choke on that toothpick because you got that thing way too. I guess it's part of the costume. The dirty cop has a toothpick, slick hair, always wearing dark colors. Okay, with the toothpick. I don't know whose idea that was. When I tell you that damn toothpick is way in his mouth, has he ever had a toothpick before? I swear. Oh man, so I guess they're on their way over there to Uptowns to get something to eat, and Vanessa and Joy are at the counter at the bar talking about their relationship. I don't care about them. I'm not even gonna try to recap them. So she just talking about how guilty she feels, about when her son finds out, and he says, "Look, Doug did that to himself. Every card he dealt, every drink he swallowed, that was to him. But when you was at that station and you were in tears, all I wanted to do was reach out and comfort you. Blah blah blah. Let me be that comfort for you when you need it, girl." And some girls singing, "Let me be the smoke for you to cafe." I don't know what they're singing, honey, but it's a song. That's what I said. We're at the red door. Smitty suggests that the one thing that they can do is do, what did I say? Let's say it together, everybody. Rascals, you ready? One, two, three. Couples therapy. Haven't I been saying that this whole video? So Smitty suggests that they try that. Of course, they got to be really careful about the secret, but they can definitely talk about other things, like air things out and definitely dig deep into a lot of things. So yeah, I think it's what they need. So he asked him, he said, "So you'll do it?" Smitty asked Martin, and so Martin was like, "Hell yeah, I'll do that shit." He said he will camp outside that therapist's doorstep if it meant ending this horrible nightmare that they're going through. But will that be enough, he says? And so Smitty was like, "No, that's just half of the solution." So I guess this is a pep talk type of episode. We're back with Nicole and Danny. Danny and Nicole are just trying to figure out, why Nicole is talking about she's giving up on love. Nice pep talk, but I've already figured out my solution. And, Danny's like, "Girl, I'm the one that's still emotional wreck. You know that. And you know what, girl? Look, let's just throw out all of the psychobabble and call this shit what it is," Danny tells her, "Sis. You are a woman that's scared to death." Nicole was like, "Girl, can you blame me after everything I've been through?" Girl, Danny has gone through some shit too, girl. Right there in her face. Yeah. "So I built a wall to protect myself, honey. You call that fear, I call that wisdom." Danny tells this girl, "You are letting one man's betrayal dictate the rest of your life." Wow. So he's controlling things. Yes. "But it just wasn't one man, Danny. Ted and I were everything to each other. Strangers would stop us at galas, the grocery store, church, calling our relationship the gold standard. And maybe it wasn't the perfection that some thought it was, but it was really good until the rug got pulled out. Publicly, brutally." And that's what it is. Like I told y'all from a long time. Nicole is embarrassed because that whole thing embarrassed her publicly. If it was private, I think that she would get over it. But it was public. And because, like she just said, everybody looked at their relationship as being quote unquote perfect. Yeah, and that's what's really got her ego bruised, because it was nice for her to go around with a good looking husband, their son and daughter, their big house, their wonderful life, and what she thought was perfect for other people to view and envy. Because I know somebody like that now who likes to be envied, makes their marriage look like it's perfect, and it's not, because they like being envied because of all these accomplishments and shit. When behind closed doors, it's War of the Roses. So Danny says, "Girl, I was right there, remember? And I remember how bad that fall was. It was brutal." And so Nicole says, "But I picked myself back up, girl. Now, I might still be a little wobbly, but I will never, ever fall like that again." And she's not either. She's not. If she does and that happens again, that girl is going to probably just be a nun for the rest of her life, or be a lesbian, something. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, there are some women, when they get hurt like that by a man, they it's done. It's over with, honey. It's done. She tells Danny, "Honey, you call it crazy, girl. I call that shit survival." So Danny is at there and get a text from Andre. That will be my thumbnail. He talking about it's hubby time, honey. He take his shirt off, baby. Sitting there looking at his wife, and she looking at it too. That's gonna be my thumbnail. Cause I was just thinking, like, the fuck's gonna be my thumbnail? That's gonna be my thumbnail, baby. That's gonna be my thumbnail. Danny's like, I have to leave an urgent business matter. I mean, a business matter needs my urgent attention. She looked at that message. All she just put was MOMW, baby. On my way, honey. On my way to see her boo. She says, but before I go, I do owe you an apology, sissy. For being my sister. You watched my marriage implode and you swore you would never end up like me. So when it happened to you, you shut down completely. Danny, Nicole says, Danny was like, girl, let me finish. I set a bad example, okay? But your heart, it's too big to close. Carlton does not have to be the one, but he can be the one for right now. So they give each other a big sissy hug. How sweet. So we're back at the red door. So they're talking about therapy, Smitty and Martin. Let's see what they're talking about. So Smitty was like, other than therapy, we need something else. And so Martin was like, I agree. We need something that we can hold on to, something that's solid. So he asks Smitty, what were you thinking? Date night, once a week. Something outside of therapy that we can meet up for. Yeah, something we can look forward to. So Martin was like, yeah, like we were in our 20s when we fell in love. And Smitty was like, yeah, yeah. So something they can reminisce and share and laugh. Smitty says he really does miss laughing with Martin. And so Martin was like, do you really think we can do this? And I think they can. So, yeah. So he was like, are you sure we can do this? He said, because I can't take it if you're going to change your mind tomorrow, Smitty. He was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, then tonight. I want our marriage back more than anything. That's what Smitty tells Martin. So they're going to start tonight. How sweet. We're back at Uptown, and Vanessa still is like heavy in mourning, and she trying to sit down. Joey's trying to help her. And I'm thinking that's when Donnell and Jacob are going to walk in, and that's when Donnell's going to ask her, Mama, what the fuck you doing here? So he had his arms around her. He's like, "You're just your strength, having your arms all around me. I just don't want time to stop. I don't know what to do, Joey. There's so much colliding inside of me right now. I just don't know where to put it all. We'll figure it out," he says. "But right now, we're gonna put that on hold. Right now, the priority is your son." And that's when Jacob and Donnell came in. He didn't say anything yet, but he looking like, "What the fuck you doing here?" And that's the end of today's episode, number 146. It was pretty decent. It was all right. It was all right. I was really hoping that they would get back to the cat and Tomas situation and see. I want to see if she's really is satisfied. But somebody has said that I think it was Buchanan TV. He said so. You had to, you had to think about your boyfriend fucking your sister for you to be happy and satisfied now. Otherwise, when he didn't do it to her, you was tense. But as soon as he did it, now all of a sudden, you locked in. So yeah, it's weird. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this together. I will make sure that I pick Andre. Oh, I love their relationship, even if it doesn't last. It's fun. Like I said, it's for right now. I don't know if it's gonna last, y'all, because she still has to meet the guy from Bold and the Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know when that's gonna come. And I don't know if she's going to have like a little fling or an attraction with him because remember, they do have this rule that they can kick it with other people. So I don't know. But I like their relationship because it's very fun and it's right now and they're just having a good time. Now, will it be like that a year from now? I don't know. But we shall see. All right, let me go ahead and get this together and I will talk to y'all in another video. And thank y'all so much for I'm growing. I'm getting all these subscribers out the blue. Uh-huh. Thank y'all. I really appreciate that. Y'all are talking too. I love it. Y'all better talk, honey. I'm gonna try to get the next front porch up soon. Probably won't be toward closer to the weekend or maybe over the weekend because I'm pretty free now for at least a couple of weeks. So thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for sharing and talking and everything because I've gotten at least 10 subscribers within the last few days, and that's a lot for me. So thank y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. And don't forget, whatever you say in this video or any videos, I will comment. I respond to you in real time, okay? The rascals know, but if you're a newbie, just in case, I do respond, okay? All right, thanks. Bye.